This conference will now be recorded.
In the previous session, we started developing a detail page button. Just remember the terminology. It's a detail page button. Okay. In the previous session, we started developing a detail page button in opportunity object. Now we want to find that detail page button. How to find that detail page button? Go to view fields. Go to object level. Okay. Go to view fields. Go to view fields. Go to this buttons, links and actions. Buttons, links and actions. And what is our detail page button? Information, context, display, right? This is our detail page button, right? This detail page button internally calling this visual foods page, right? This visual foods page, and click on this visual foods page, and this visual foods page internally calling this apex class, right? This apex class. Now I am trying to opening this apex class from the developer console. Go to developer console. Go to the developer console. 1 second, still loading. Yeah. Go to the developer console. File, open, resource, or open anything. Okay. Enter this one. This is our apex class. Okay. This is our apex class, and I will also open the visual force space. Go to developer console. Open resource or open. Click on this one. Yes, this is our visual force space. Okay, visual force space, and this is our apex class. In the visual force space, we are using standard controller plus extension. In the apex class, the constructor should be parameter constructor apex pages dot standard controller. Because of in the visual force space, we are using standard controller. That's why we should use this parameter. Okay, now coming in here, what is our requirement? Go to opportunities. Go to opportunity, and what is our requirement here? When user click on this particular button, okay, when user click on this particular button, user click on this particular button, okay, user click on this particular button. Here we have an account, right? Here we have an account. This account record, this is account is nothing but one record only, right? This record have some child records. Okay, account is one object. For this account object, some contact records are there. Some contact records are there. We have to display those contact records to the user. That is our requirement. What is our what is our requirement? When we will click on this particular button, so here we have one account name is there, right? What is this account name? This is here you have to observe, this is with the link, means account name is a parent for this opportunity. Account name is a parent for this opportunity. Whether it is a lookup relationship or master relationship, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whenever we are coming into the development, both it will take it as a id, both it will take it as a id. Our requirement is here. Our requirement is when user click on this particular detail page button, so it should fetch the account. It should fetch when user click on this particular button. Our requirement is first it should fetch this account. Okay, what is this account? Here you have to observe, this is a lookup to the account. Here account is a parent and opportunity is a child. Opportunity is a child. Account is a parent. Account is a parent. For this account parent, contacts are there. Okay, contacts are there, contact records are there. Okay, for this account, opportunity is also there. Opportunity is also there. What is our requirement? What is our requirement? We are trying to developing a button here. When user click on this particular button, first it will fetch this account. This account, what is this account? This is a parent. Yes, for this parent, not only opportunity, some other child objects are there, contacts are there, or some other child objects are there. My requirement is fetch contact records and you have to display to the user. That is my requirement. When user click on this particular button, this is the detail page button. So in the opportunity, we have one field. That field is called account. Okay, this is a lookup to the account object. This is a lookup to the account object. Here you have to observe this is with the hyperlink. Lookup or master detail relationship. Whenever we are coming into the programming, always it will take ID. The data type is nothing but ID. The data type is nothing but ID. So here our requirement is when user click on this particular button, first to fetch the account. Okay, first to fetch the account. What is the account? Account is a parent. Then what is my next step? For this account, some childs are there. Opportunity is one child object, contact is one child object, some other child objects are there. We want to display the contact records to the user. We want to display the contact records to the user. That is our requirement. So first of all, when user click on this particular button, we have to fetch this account, right? We have to fetch this account value. We have to fetch this account value. Like ABC01 is the account name. We have to fetch this account value, right? So when user click on the button, suppose we want to fetch any value from this particular record. Any value, suppose I want to fetch this one, we 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 want to fetch this one. Any value we want to fetch, any value we want to fetch. So whenever user click on this detail page button, whenever user click on this detail page button, suppose we want to get the current record information. Record means field value, right? The current field value. I mean, suppose we want to click, suppose we want to whenever we will click on this particular detail page button, whenever we will click on this particular detail page button, we want to get this record information. We want to get this record information. Record is nothing but a field and associated value, right? Here my requirement is what? We want to get account name and associated value. When user click on this particular button, we want to get account name and associated value. So to get the current record information, so to get the current record information, not only account name and the associated value, suppose we want to get any field here, suppose we want to get any field here, first what we have to do is nothing but we have to take the current record ID. Here you have to observe every record has the ID, right? Every record has a ID. We have to get the current record ID. Our requirement is when user click on this button, we have to get the account name and associated value. That is our requirement. Salesforce is saying, boss, you need any information on this record, any information on this record, first you have to fetch this current record ID. Current record ID you have to fetch. Based on that record ID, you have to get the current record information. The first step is, the first step is we have to get the current, we have to get the current record ID. We have to get the current record ID. How to get the current record ID? The first step is, see here, the first step, okay, fetch the current current record ID. What is the current record ID? Every record has ID, right? Every record has ID. First, you have to fetch the current record ID. How to fetch the current record ID is nothing but go to Google and you have to search. We have a syntax apex pages dot, see here, current page dot get parameters dot get of ID. This is the syntax. This is the syntax. Okay, this is the syntax. Suppose we want to get the current record ID. This is the syntax. Apex pages dot apex pages. Okay, apex pages. This is a visual force page, right? These pages we are trying to developing in the apex, right? Apex programming language. Apex pages dot. This is a current page. Okay, current page dot get parameters dot get of ID. It will give this current record ID. It will give this current record ID. This current record ID I am trying to storing into the string current record ID. The variable name should be anything. The variable name should be anything. So our requirement is when user click on this particular button, we have to fetch the account name and associated value. Salesforce is saying, boss, you need any information related to this particular record, any information. any information, first we have to fetch the current record ID. Here we have a current record ID. First we have to fetch this current record ID. How to fetch this current record ID is nothing but, so apex pages dot current page dot get parameters dot get of ID. It will give the current record ID. This current record ID here it will give. So this ID we are trying to storing into this particular variable, as a result, in the current record ID we have this particular value. We have this particular value. Then the next step is, we are getting a current record ID, right? We are getting a current record ID. Then what is my next step? My next step is fetch the current record value. This current record we are getting. From this current record, which value we want? We want account name, right? We want account name or whatever the fields you want. You will just go and fetch it. How to fetch? We will just go and write a SQL query, right? We will just go and write a SQL query, right? Fetch current record information. Current record information. How to fetch the current record information? So current record ID, to fetch the current record ID, this is an option. To fetch the current record information, okay, we will get select ID name, see here, name account ID from opportunity where ID is equals to this ID. Any questions on this one? I will explain once again. Okay, I will explain. It will give, what it will give exactly? How many opportunity records it will give? Only one opportunity record, right? It will give opportunity OP record. First we are trying to fetching the current record ID. Why we have to fetch the current record ID? My requirement is, when we will click on this particular button, it will, we need, our requirement is, we have to fetch the account name and associated value. That is our requirement. So Salesforce is saying, suppose if you want any value on this particular record, then what? You have to first fetch the current record ID. How to fetch the current record ID is nothing but apex pages dot current page dot get parameters dot get of ID. So it will give this ID and it will store that ID into this particular variable. Then the second one is, based on this current record ID, we have to fetch the current record information. In the current record information, which values we want? We want ID, we want name, we want, based on our requirement. So here this is an account name, right? This is an account name. Okay, this is an account name. This is a lookup, right? Lookup. So go to view fields. Okay, account name is there, right? This is an account name, and this is a lookup field, and this is a standard field, right, which is created by the Salesforce. So that's why we are using, at the end of this field API, I am using ID. We are using ID. Go to the lightning experience, we will easily understand. Okay, go to the lightning experience. Here you have to observe, we are using account ID. Okay, now go to account object. Okay, go here, click on this one. It's taking some time. 1 second. Go to account object, go to here, accounts, still it is loading. And still it is loading, I think. Yeah, coming into here again, go to view fields. Don't know the net is slow. Here you have to observe, I am using account ID, but in the front end, here it is showing account name. Front end here it is showing account name. Why here we are using account ID instead of account name means front end this is a label name, right? Label name. Now go to that particular field. Yes, this is account name. This is a label. What is the API for this one? What is the API for this one? Account, right? What is the API for this one? Account. This is a lookup field, right? This is a lookup field. Plus it is a standard field which is created by the Salesforce. Which is created by the Salesforce. That's why at the end we are using ID automatically. We are using ID automatically. Suppose we created, suppose this is a custom field. For example, see this is a custom field we created. So you will directly go and use this one. Contact underscore underscore C here. Contact underscore underscore C. So why here we are using account ID in the sense means front end this is an account name. Front end this is an account name, right? Front end this is an account name. What is the API for this one? What is the API for this one? Go to here. Go to here. API name is nothing but account. This is a standard field plus lookup field, right? Whether it is a lookup field or master detail relationship, it doesn't matter. So it is a standard field, right? So that's why here we are using ID. Suppose any custom field, go to your custom field. We created the relationship, right? This is a custom field, right? Then for these fields, we will just go and use directly the same API. There is no use of not required to use like this, not required to add ID like this. So this is the standard field plus this is a lookup field. That's why at the end we have to add ID. So here you have to observe why we are using opportunity only. Opportunity only. Why we are not using list? Why we are not using list here? Because of with this particular ID in the system we have only one record. With this particular ID in the system we have only one record. One second. Yeah. With this particular ID in the system, we have only one record. That's why we are guarantee here. We are guarantee. I'm guarantee we will get only one opportunity record. That's why I'm directly using opportunity only. Suppose we are not guarantee how many records, then you will just go on the use. Then you will just go on the use list. So these two steps are clear. Are any questions? Any confusion here? Any confusion? Our requirement is first you have to understand our requirement is first we have to fetch the this particular account name. We have to fetch this account name. That is our requirement, first step. So how to fetch this account name? Salesforce is saying that first you have to fetch this current record ID. First we have to fetch this current record ID. How to fetch this current record ID is nothing but apex pages dot current page dot get parameters dot get of ID means it will give the current record ID. It will give the current record ID. It will give, yes, we are getting this current record ID. Based on this current record ID, whatever the fields we want, we have to query it. While querying, here this account name is a standard field plus this is a lookup field, right? That's why here we are using an account ID. That's why here we are using an account ID. So remaining fields, we have to use whatever the fields we want to require, go and use API names directly. So here select which field we want, you will just go and use those field API from opportunity where ID is equals to this current record ID, right? This current record ID. So as a result, how many record we are getting? We are getting only one record, right? We are guaranteed because of with this particular ID in the system we have only one opportunity record ID. That's why here the return type I am using only opportunity, not list. So here we are trying to fetching the current record information. Yes, we are getting the current record information. I have this account ID. I have this account ID. So I have this account ID. Then what is the next step? For this account, how many contacts are there? Those contacts we have to display. Then what is my third step? The third step is fetch contacts which are associated with that account. We have to fetch the contacts. Okay, so this is an account, right? This is an account name, right? This is an account name. For here we have an account. For this account some contacts are there. Some contacts we have to fetch those contacts. How to fetch the contacts? How to fetch the contact record? How to fetch the contact? Select from the contact which field we want. ID, last name, phone. Contact is an object. Contact is an object. From the contact object, we want these fields. From contact means it will give all the contact records, right? It will give all the contact records. All the contact records it will give. But I don't want all the contact records. I want for this account, for this account, for this account, some contact records are there. Those contact records only we want to display. For this account, some contact records are there. Those contacts only we have to display. Here you have to understand the relationship. This is an account. Okay, this is an account. We are working in the opportunity. We are working in the opportunity. We are trying to developing one button here. So when user click on this particular button, when user click on this particular button, what is our requirement? We have to fetch this account ID. Yes, we are fetching this account ID. Okay, we are fetching this account ID. For this account, some other childs are there. Not only opportunity, some other child objects are there. Contact is also one child object. We have some contact records. We have opportunity record, right? Like that, we have some contact records. Those contact records we have to display. Those contact records we have to display. So how to fetch the contact record is nothing but SQL query. Select ID which fields from the contact we want. Last name from contact means it will give all the contact records, right? But I don't want all the contact records. For this account, how many contacts are there? For this account, how many contacts are there? Those contacts only we want to display. See, for the account and contact, there is a relationship, right? There is a relationship, right? Whether it is a lookup relationship or master detail relationship, we will go and fetch what is that relationship field. Go to the contact object. See, go to the contact. Go to the contact object. Go to the contact object. Go to here. Edit object. Whether it is a lightning or classic, go to the contact object. Go to fields and relationship sections. Okay. Now go to here. You have to type it as a account. Here you have to account. One second. This account. Yeah. Here you have to observe. This is a lookup field, right? Account, but here automatically it is showing account ID, right? This is a lookup field. This is a lookup field. The relationship between contacts and account is nothing but this is a field. This is account name field. For example, go to contact. Go to contact. Go to here. Go to here. Contacts. You have any confusion, let me know. Okay, first we have to understand the relationship. Whenever we are going to start the development, first we have to understand the relationship. Go to contacts, click on this new button, click on this new button. Account name is there, right? Account name. So the relationship from contact to account is a parent and this is a relationship field, right? This is a relationship field. So go to that particular object level. Go to that particular object level. See, this is a relationship field, right? This is a lookup field, right? Lookup to the account. Here it is automatically showing account ID, right? In the lightning version, it will automatically add that API name. But in the classic version, it will show only account only. But in the classic version, it will show only account. But whenever we are coming into the lightning version, the field API, it will automatically add ID here. The field API automatically add it ID at the end. ID at the end. Now coming into here. Now coming into here. So select ID, last name, phone from contact means it will give all the contacts. But I don't want all the contacts. For that account, here we have an account ID, right? Here we have an account ID, right? For that account, see, go to here, opportunity record dot account ID. In opportunity, we have one account. For that account, how many contacts are there? Those contacts only we have to display. In opportunity, we have one account. Yes, where is that one? OP record dot account ID. OP record dot account ID. In opportunity object, we have one account ID. Yes, yes, we have one account ID. Fetch that account ID. Yes, we are taking that account ID. Where, where account ID equals to, in contact also one account ID is there. So in contact also one account ID is there. So in contact also one account ID is there. So this is the account ID. This is the account, right? This is the account, right? See, for opportunity, the relationship field is nothing but account. For contact also the relationship field is an account. So the API name is, I mean the account ID we have to fetch it, right? This account ID only we need, right? For this, from this particular account ID only we have to get all the contacts, right? So where account ID equals to colon OP record dot account ID, it will give the contact record. How many contact record it will give? We are not guaranteed. So one contact record or n number of contact record. That's why we will just go and use contacts here. List of contacts. List of contacts. Any questions or any confusion? 1 second. I will again explain. Shiva, any questions, Shiva?
కొంచెం ఫాస్ట్ అవుతుంది.
కొంచెం fast. Okay. Guru, any questions? Okay. Ajay.
సార్ ఆడ స్టాండర్డ్ అకౌంట్ ఐడి అని తీసుకున్నారు కదా సార్, ఆడ ఏ స్టాండర్డ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ అయినా అట్లా తీసుకుంటారా సార్?
It's not like a standard object. The relationship who created. Go to opportunity. Click on this one. This is a relationship field, right? This is a relationship field. Account name, it is a lookup.
Yes, sir.
Who created? The relationship field who created? You created or we created or Salesforce system created? Salesforce system is
Salesforce
created,
system.
right? How we know?
Yes,
This
sir.
is the understanded fields only, right? So if any
Yes,
lookup
sir.
field or master detail relationship field is there, whether it is a standard object or custom object, and it is created by the system, Salesforce system, then we have to use account. That the end of this name we have to use ID. Okay, at the end of this
Yes,
one we
sir.
have to use.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And
Thank you, sir.
thanks, Guru. Ajay, any confusion? Ajay here. Any questions? Chiranjeevi, Deepthi, Dhruti, Mahesh, Nirmala, recall. Any question?
కరెంట్ రికార్డ్ ఐడిని ఫిట్ చేసిన కదా ఇంకొకసారి చెప్తాను.
Current record ID. Okay. Okay, fine. Any other questions? Okay. Here, what is the... Yes. Yes,
చెప్పండి
yes.
చెప్పండి.
Here, what is our requirement first of all? Our requirement is we are trying to developing one button, right? This is my button. This is my button. My requirement is here. My requirement is here. So, 1 second. First, we have to understand the relationship. So, this is an account. This is an account record. Okay. For this account record, opportunity is one child. Okay. We have an opportunity record. And the next one is nothing but we have contact records. Okay. Contact records. So finally, like this, right? Account is a parent. Account is a parent. Contact is a child. And opportunity is a child, right? The same way, right? Account is a parent, opportunity is a child, contact is a child. So finally, account is a parent object, contact is a child object, opportunity is a child object. Opportunity is a child object. Our requirement is what? We are trying to developing one button here. One button here. We are trying to developing one button here. In opportunity object, we are trying to developing one button. What is the functionality of that button? When we will click on this button, so this opportunity is having one account ID. See here, this is an account, right? This is an account. So account is a parent. This opportunity is a child to this account. This opportunity is a child to this particular account. Okay. Now this account, for this account, some other childs are there. Contact is also one child. We want to display these contact records. So whenever we will click on this particular button, our requirement is we have to fetch this account. For this account, contacts are there. Those contacts we have to display to the user. That is our requirement. So the first step is we have to fetch this account, right? We have to fetch this account. Salesforce is saying, boss, you have to fetch any field from this current record. This is nothing but record, right? Current record, we will call it as. We want to fetch any field, not only account name. Suppose you want to fetch a lead, so suppose you want to fetch a type, suppose you want to fetch this one, this one, this one, this one. Suppose we want to fetch any field on the current record. First, fetch the current record ID. Here we have current record ID, right? Every record has ID. Ever suppose you created one record in Salesforce, whether it is a standard object or custom object, every record has ID. Every record has ID. That ID is unique. That ID is unique. Okay, that ID is unique. Unique in the sense means our phone number is unique, right? Like that, this ID is also unique. Every record has ID. Salesforce is saying whenever you will click on this particular button, suppose we want to fetch any field on this particular record. First, you have to fetch the current record ID. Current record ID. How to fetch the current record ID? Salesforce only provided one syntax. In the Apex class, suppose we want to fetch the current record ID, the syntax is Apex pages dot current page dot get parameters dot get of IDs here. Apex pages dot current page dot get parameters dot get of ID. So as a result, what we will get? We will get this ID, right? We will get this ID. This ID we need, right? So then we need in the sense means I will go and store into variables. In the previous session also, we are taking first name and last name. Based on that one only, we have to perform some logic, right? We have to insert the record, right? So take that data and store into variables. Temporarily, we have to store into variables. Okay, like this, I need this ID. Based on this ID only, we want to fetch. Yes, then we have to store this ID into one variable. So my variable name is here current record ID. My variable name I will just go and put like a baby also. Like this, it doesn't matter. But some meaningful names we have to use it. Current record ID, right? So here the data type I'm just taking it as a string. Here generally we will take the data type as a string whenever we are trying to fetching the current record ID, right? That time we will take the data type as a string. Okay. So any questions on this one? Any question, Mahesh? It's clear or
Yeah,
any
clear.
question?
Clear.
Ramesh Garu,
Now we
actually,
are
opportunity and child contact are two different child fields, right? So you are
opportunity and
relating both. Yeah,
yes,
you are relating both, right?
yes.
Child.
Yes. Opportunity is one object and contact is another object.
Child
But
objects.
yes, these two are objects. Okay, the parent, the communication between these two objects is the linking. Which object is linking? Account object is linking, right?
Yeah,
The
parent
internet
object.
between these two objects is nothing but account. In
Yeah.
opportunity, account is there. So based on this account, we have to fetch the context. That is our target. Okay, sure.
Okay. So you are trying to relate two child objects with the help of a parent object, right?
We are trying to display. Okay,
Yeah.
we are trying displaying the some other object records into the current object. Okay, some other object records into this object. So
Yes.
what is the relationship between these two objects is nothing but by using this field the system is maintaining. So first we have to understand the relationship. Then it's a simple SQL queries. Okay, simple SQL query only. First we have to understand the relation. This is an account, this is an opportunity, this is a contact. What is the relationship? Opportunity is a child, account is a parent. The field is nothing but this is a field, right? This is a field. So now we are getting an account. My client is expecting contact records. So what is the relationship with account and contact? You have to go to the contact object. You have to go to the contact object. Okay. Go to contact object, go to here, view fields, go to here, you have to search. Otherwise, go to your front end, click on this new button. Where is yes, account name is there. Account name is there. Okay. Then take this one, go to view fields, and you have to search it. Yes, this is a standard field and this is a lookup field or master detail field. It doesn't matter. We have to use ID. So the relationship field between account and contact is nothing but account ID, right? Account ID, right? Account ID. Here also the relationship field is nothing but account ID, right? Account ID, right? So the first step is we are fetching the current. We understand the relationship, right? Now we understand the relationship. Before going into our example, any questions related to the relationship, account is a parent. For that account, opportunity is a child and contact is a child. Contact is a child. Okay, this is the
Uh,
relationship field.
Ramesh, one clarification here. If you see here, right? So now you are displaying or referring the contacts associated with that account. So assume
Yes,
now we have a contact object as a child of account, some other objects as a child of account. Okay.
yes.
Now,
Hmm.
so now if you are referring the records, so first thing is you are going based on the account. You are taking it from, it can be any from any object.
Yeah,
Okay, it can be a quote or a forecast or a lead or something,
yeah.
some
Any
other
object.
object.
Any object. So here our case is account. So my client is saying, boss, in opportunity we have an account is there, right? For this
Mm-hmm.
for this account, any child. Here my requirement is contact. Suppose you have ABC is some other child, some XYZ is some other child. So that
Mm-hmm.
child record we want to display.
Okay.
I think it's clear or some other question you have.
Yeah, it's clear, Ramesh.
Okay. My requirement is I have one account. I have one opportunity. In opportunity, I have one account field. For that account, some other childs are there. Any child, it doesn't matter. Contact or ABC or quote or forecast, some XYZ service contact employee, some other child. My client is expecting display only contact records. We have a lot of child objects. It doesn't require for us. We have to display only contacts. That is our requirement.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Requirement is clear, right? Any questions?
Yeah, sir, I have a
Yes,
question.
yes,
The
please.
requirement is in such a way that when you are an opportunity object, get the contacts from the accounts, or this is in the reverse way. My question is, an account can have multiple opportunities, correct?
Yes, account have multiple opportunity.
Okay, at that time, uh, if I want to say, for example, if we want to take the account can have multiple opportunities, so then we at that time we can just do the number of opportunities, is it like, say,
Yeah,
list all the opportunities, something like that? Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
multiple opportunities, right? Which opportunity you want to go to this opportunity and you have to click. So the
Okay.
same you are saying, account is having multiple opportunity. Yes, multiple opportunity. Go to each and every opportunity and click on this particular button. It will same account, right? For this account, how many contacts are there? It will display.
Got it.
Your question,
Yeah,
account is having multiple opportunity. Yes.
yeah. Okay, since this is an standard objects, like when a lead is converted, we will get an account, opportunity, and contact. So these are all interrelated. But if at all, if there is any other custom object which is having a, if we have an interrelationship with these objects, then we need to get those custom object values, and then get that custom object record information and store it in the appropriate values, is it? That is what we have
Yes.
seen in the custom
Yes.
object underscore. Okay.
Yes. For example, here ABC is a employee. Here company is a parent object. Okay, and here employee is a child object. Okay, employee is a child object, and here assume that staff is some other child object. Okay, staff is some other child object. The relationship will is nothing but company, right? Here the relationship will is nothing but company, right? So here when we are trying to displaying one, I mean management here. Here management, assume that management. So whenever we will click on this particular button, it will display all the associated stuff for that particular company. So this is a company object and this is management object. This is some staff object. Okay, all are custom object. All are custom object. But company is a parent object. The relationship field is nothing but the relationship field between these two objects is nothing but company. Okay, my requirement is we are trying to developing one button in the management object. When user click on this particular button, what is our requirement? First fetch the company. In this company, how many steps are there? Then you have to display those steps to the user. Okay, the same way, right? Here we are using standard object, here we are using custom object. Okay, process is same, only API names it will change, field API names it will change, object API names it will change.
రమేష్ గారు,
Yeah, yes Mahesh.
ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఆపర్చునిటీలో ఉంది కాబట్టి దానికి రిలేటెడ్ ఏదైనా ఉంటే చూపిస్తుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇప్పుడు అదే బటన్ అకౌంట్స్ లో ఉంటే అప్పుడు రిలేటెడ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి కదా, అంటే రిలేటెడ్ రికార్డ్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి కదా ఒక అకౌంట్ లో. అప్పుడు
Yes,
ఒక అకౌంట్ కింద రిలేటెడ్.
Yes Mahesh, yes please.
అది అకౌంట్స్ లో అప్పుడు రిలేటెడ్ ఆపర్చునిటీ రికార్డ్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి కదా, అప్పుడు ఏవని చూపిస్తాయి?
No, what
అన్ని
is your
చూపిస్తాయి.
requirement? One account is having multiple opportunities. Suppose 100 opportunities are there one account. Okay, one account is having multiple opportunities. What is your requirement? I will develop one button here.
ఉన్నప్పుడు
Yes Mahesh, whenever we will click on this button, what we have to do?
మనకి ఇప్పుడు ఆపర్చునిటీస్ లో అయితే రిలేటెడ్ రికార్డ్స్ ఏమన్నా చూపిస్తున్నాయి.
అవును,
ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నా కూడా ఎక్కడ కూడా చూపిస్తారు అదే విధంగా.
ఎక్కడన్నా చూపిస్తుంది. మన బటన్ లాజిక్ రాసాము అనుకోండి, ఇక్కడ క్లిక్ ఆన్ దిస్ అకౌంట్, ఐ వాంట్ టు షో ఆల్ ద ఆపర్చునిటీస్ మీన్స్ yes it will show all the opportunities. Suppose count is more like 2000 3000, then we have to go with the pagination concept. Okay, how many records are there doesn't matter. Our requirement is we are trying to developing a button. When click on this button, how many child records are there? It will display all the child records. 10,000 child records are also there, it will display. But record count is more, there is some issue to display in the single page. So we have to go with the pagination concept. One record, one page 10 records, second page 10 records, like that you will just go on to display. Our target is we are trying to developing a button. Click on the button, display some records. How many records, it doesn't matter.
ఓకే,
Still confusion Mahesh or any?
ఆ క్వశ్చన్ కరెక్ట్ గా చెప్పలేదు, అది ఏదో మర్చిపోయాను, తర్వాత గుర్తొస్తే అడుగుతాను.
Okay Mahesh. Any other questions? Okay, now coming into here, we are clear, right? The relationship is clear, right? The relationship is clear right here. This is an account. One second. Okay, this is an account. See, this is an account, right? This is an account, and here we have an opportunity. Here we have an opportunity. Okay, here we have an opportunity. Here we have a contact. Okay, we have contact. Whether it is a lookup or master, forget about. There is a relationship. Okay, so this is same thing, right? Account is a parent, opportunity, contact, some other object. Assume that ABC is also chain. My requirement is we are trying to developing one button here. We are trying to developing one button. What is our client requirement, boss? In opportunity, you have one account field is there. Yes, for this account, what are the childs? Opportunity is a child, contact is a child, ABC is a child. My requirement is display contact records. Display contacts records. Okay, display contact record, that is our requirement. The first step here, what we are doing? First we are trying to fetch what is our account ID right here. First we have to fetch it, what is here your account ID. Okay, what is here your account ID? What is your account name? First we have to fetch it here, right? We have to fetch. How to fetch? How to fetch? Directly we have to fetch? No, Salesforce is saying suppose you want to fetch any field from this particular record. Whenever we will click on the detail page button, suppose we want to fetch any field on this particular record, then we have to use apex pages.current page.get parameters.get of id. As a result, it will give this current record id. This current record id is unique. Every record has a id, and that id is unique. That id is unique. So we are trying to fetching, we have an id. We have an ID. That ID we have to store into variables. Here I'm trying to declaring one variable. My variable name is nothing but current record ID. The variable type is string I am taking. Always we will take string only. Whenever we are trying to fetching current record ID, we will always take string only. Now we have record ID. What is my next step? We want to fetch the current record field. In the current record field, which field we want to fetch? I want to fetch opportunity name. We want to fetch opportunity account name. We want to fetch type. So prepare a query, select ID name, your opportunity name. So API name is nothing but name only, because of this is the standard field. Then coming in here, we need account name. Account name is a lookup field, and this is a standard field. So standard field in the sense means the relationship is created by the Salesforce. Whether it is a standard object or custom object, it doesn't matter. Go to the field level. Account is there. Account name is the label. API name is nothing but account. API name is nothing but account. And the next one is data type is nothing but lookup. So data type is nothing but lookup. So for lookup or master detail relationship, and that is a standard field, always we should use ID at the end. Then the next one is we need some other field. Which field we want? Lead source you want. Yes, go to here and you have to take that particular API name and you have to add it. So in the selected class, which fields we want? Record means collection of fields, right? Which fields we want from that particular record? You will just go and fetch all those particular fields. From opportunity means it will give all opportunity records. I don't want all opportunity record. I want only current record. That's why here we are using where class. Here we are using where class, where id equals to id only, right? This is an opportunity id only, right? So where id equals to, already we fetched id and stored into this particular variable. So id equals to current record id. As a result, how many opportunity records we will get? Only one opportunity record we will get. That's why here we are using opportunity. Suppose I will use a list of opportunity. What is the problem? There is no problem. But suppose anyone will look into this code, boss, this is id, right? Then why you are using list of opportunity? They will ask like that. There is no problem. There is no problem. But whenever we are using IDs, we are guarantee only one record is there in the system. That's why we are using opportunity. Yes.
One question, sorry here. So here, if at all, if we are just say, for example, the requirement is get the list of opportunities and contacts from the account, then at that time we may have the list of opportunities here, correct?
Yes. That time, no. That time also here, what we will do? First, we will fetch only this opportunity record, right?
No.
Question.
From account. Say, for example, for an account, get all the list of opportunities and contacts. At that time, it would be two lists, right?
Yes. Here I will just go and write one more query. Here, list of opportunities, okay, equals to select id name from opportunity where account id equals to op record dot account id, right? Feed this account, how many opportunities are there in this case? List. See here.
No sir. So in my thing is that for the second one, select id comma name from accounts where
sorry from here account only.
Yeah, from accounts
From
where
account,
id equals to opportunity, where id equal to current record id.
From opportunity is equals to your require. This is the query. It will fetch all the opportunities which are associated with this particular account. What is your query? Please tell me.
No sir. Okay, my query is select id comma name from accounts.
ID name from account
Where id equals to current record id.
Where ID equals to current record ID in the OPD. Oh, this one.
Yeah, current record. Yes, exactly that one. So when my requirement is, say for example, if I need in the account object, if I need to take the list of opportunity as well as list of contacts, then the button is in the account object, and then when I click on that, so you will get the list of opportunity. At that time we will be using list of opportunity, whereas if it is an account object, so if it is an opportunity object, that is a current opportunity, we are not going to get list. So we are just storing it in a single variable, correct?
Yes, you are saying that I am trying to developing one button in account object. Okay, my requirement is when click on this button, I want to display all opportunities, right? That is your requirement, right, Nirmala?
Yes, sir. Yes, yeah.
So yes, the first step is correct. The second step is the query. What you are doing here? We have to use opportunity, right? You want to fetch all opportunity where account ID equals to like this, right? The query we have to prepare like this, right? We are saying account equals to ID means then finally what we will get? Here I will get only current account record only, right? Current account record only, right? Current account record only we will get it as a query. Here you have to observe.
Why?
See, what is this ID?
This ID is account ID.
Yes, account ID. Then what is this query? Select ID name from account means what it will give? Forget about this one. What it will give?
So, okay, select ID and name from the account.
What it will give?
Oh,
Account records only it will give, right?
correct.
What and here what we are doing ID equals to current record ID means what it will give? Same account record ID only it will give, right?
Okay, okay, okay.
Your question, can we change the query like this? Select a name from opportunity, right? You want all opportunity, right?
Correct, correct.
Where account ID is, right? Account ID is this one, right? The relationship field between opportunity and account is this field, right?
Correct, correct. Yeah.
So this is the same query, right? The second query is the same one, right? Select ID name from opportunity where account ID is equals to means list of opportunity. We are getting, right? So whenever we are trying to developing a button on the account object, first we are trying to fetching account ID. This is an account ID. So whenever we are using select ID name from account means it will give the current account only. But we want all opportunities. Select ID name from opportunity, rate where instead of this account ID, rate the relationship will is nothing but account ID, rate. See, we are trying to developing a button here in account object. We are trying to developing. So our requirement is we want to fetch the opportunities, right? We want to fetch the opportunity. When user click on this button, I want to show all the opportunities. We want to show all the opportunity. First, we are trying to fetching this account ID. Then we have to fetch the opportunity. Our target is opportunity. Fetch the opportunity. Which opportunity we want? This account is having some opportunities, right? Those opportunity. The relationship field between these two objects is nothing but account ID only, right? Got it, Nirmala?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear, clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Up to now, we see here. Any questions? So this is the process. I mean, whether it is a lightning component or a web component or apex class, finally we have to write our business logic inside apex class only. Current record ID, queries, everything is same. Everything is same. You have any questions, let me know. Before starting the requirement, first we have to understand the relationship. First we have to clear. Suppose anyone will give this requirement, what I will do? They are saying you have to develop one button in the opportunity object. When click on this button, I want to display the contacts associated with that account. They will give the requirement like this. First, what I will do? I will go to the account. Click on this account. I will select any record type. So I will just go and create one account record. Finally, try to save this one. Yes, one account record we created. Now I will go scroll down here. Scroll down. One contact record is automatically created. I will just go and create one more contact record. Go to here. Contact to two. Contact to two. We created. So this is a one account. For this account, two contact records are there. Here only opportunity is there. So now click on this new opportunity, click on this continue, test opti, and we created one opportunity. Finally, try to save this one. Go to here, enter all the mandated details, try to save this one. It is still error. read source. Okay, try to save this one. We created one opportunity. Okay, we created one opportunity. See here, account is there. This is a parent. I will observe all these things. Contact child, opportunity child. Now our requirement is click on this one. Click on this one. Yes, in opportunity object, we have to develop one button. So first I created one account record like this here. It will take some time to understand. First I created one account record. Then what I did, I created contact records we created. Then what I did, I created opportunity record we created. Now my client is asking develop one detail page button here, one button. So yes, this button. What is requirement? When click on this button, when click on this button, he is asking these contacts, he is asking. So here the relationship will is account is there. For this account is asking the contacts. So first we have to understand the requirement, and first we have to understand the relationship, then we have to start our development process step by step. With a single shot we will not write 200 300 lines of code, one by one, one by one. So this is our relationship. So the first step is, first we have to fetch this current record ID. So why we have to fetch the current record ID? In the sense means to fetch this account name, the only option is current record ID we have to fetch. Yes, we got the current record ID. Now I want to get the current record information. We want to get this current record information. In this current record, I want account name, opportunity name, some other field. Then you will just go and write this query. See here, select ID name from opportunity means it will give all opportunity records. I don't want all opportunity records. User click on this particular button, right? For this opportunity record only I want, right? So that's why I'm using where id equals to, here already we have one id, right? Id is equals to colon current record ID. This is opportunity record ID. As a result, we are getting only one opportunity record. So yes, we are getting opportunity record. From this opportunity record, I also got account also. Now what is my next step? We want to fetch the context. We want to fetch the context. How to fetch the context? So select ID name from contact. This is my query, right? It will give all the contacts, right? Suppose you have any questions, go to here. Below only we have developer console. Query editor is there. Go to here. Query editor is there. Execute this one. Select execute. See, it is giving 275 contacts. Here it is giving. I don't want 275 contacts. I want, here we have one account ID is there. One account ID is there. One account ID in opportunity, one account is there. That account ID contacts only we want. So then I will just go on where clause. Where here in opportunity record, see colon OP record dot account ID, right? Yes. Then here also some field is there. In contact object also some field is there which is related to account. Contact, go to contact object. In contact object also we have some fields are there which is related to account. That field is nothing but account. See, this is the field. We will bring this field API name. We will bring this field API name. So where account ID, yes, here it is giving all the contacts for this account. For this account, where is this account? In opportunity, this account. Where is this opportunity? From this record. So from this record, so we are getting all the contacts. How many contacts we are getting? I'm not guarantee. Here we are guarantee because of this is ID, only one ID. That's why here I will just go and use list of contacts. List of contacts. We understand these three steps, right? Tomorrow we will display these contacts.
What happened?
Huh?
Ramesh sir.
Seems like he lost the connection, so I think we can leave the class with him.
Maybe yes.
Ramesh sir is said net is disconnected.
Yeah, you can leave.